As a beginner Tau investor, one of the hardest things to do is understand which subnet to pick because you have so many of them. Literally, I'm in my room 16 hours a day and I do not have enough hours in the day to study all the subnets. And that's why I made this playlist, Subnet Simplified, for you guys to actually parse out through the noise in a few minutes and make a decision for yourself if you like that subnet or not. In this full deep dive, Subnet 31 candles is next on the list. We're going to see who is the team, what it is, how it works, what's the revenue model, do I like the subnet or not, does it have potential? And stick around until the end because I'll mention if I bought that subnet or not. Let's get it. So currently within Subnet 31, pool participants, which are normal users like you and me with their own phone, or miners can actually go on their front end website that launched recently and bet on two things. They can bet that the price of Tau will go up, which is the green section, and they can bet that the price of Tau would go down, which is red. And they can also submit a price prediction of Tau, the actual token, on the hourly, daily, and weekly. And the closest people to the actual result gets the largest amount of pool prizes. It's really interesting. Think of Subnet 31 candles like a mix of Polymarket and Kalshi, but also at the same time with DraftKings or FanDuel because you have gamified prize pools with entry fees. So they just launched their front end website that looks something like this. Anybody with a phone can participate in Subnet 31's predictions. And you can clearly see that the entry fee is 1.5 alpha tokens, which is pretty cool because it is buy pressure on that subnet's token. You do see the pool value on the right hand side, which is worth 33 alpha tokens at the moment, the number of participants. You can make your prediction and you see on the top, it's an hourly pool, which is very clean and a very nice front end. Right here, you can bet if Tau will go up, which is green, or red if it will go down. And on the bottom, you can predict an actual price and see when the hourly candle closes, how close you are, and how much that person paid, which is 1.5 alpha tokens, which is pretty cool. The interface is amazing. I love it until now. Everything looks super simple and clear for a normal person that isn't a machine learning specialist to use that subnet and actually win some tokens, or just gamble if he wants to have a little bit of fun. And right here, we see the prize breakdown. First place would get 60% of the pool prize, second place 30%, and the third place would get 10%, which is actually super nicely made. At first glance, this is pretty interesting. It's the first time I've seen that. A normal person that doesn't even have a computer can do the same thing as a miner, which is basically open their application and make a binary prediction, either red or green, and a detailed prediction with the price stamp. So essentially, everyday users and miners can do the exact same thing, and even a user can earn more than a miner. So this is one of the first subnets where you don't need to be a tech geek to actually mine on that subnet. Through their front end UI, you can actually earn alpha tokens. For me, this is a big green flag because it's one of those first subnets that appeals to the general masses, because right now, Polymarket, Kalshi, FanDuel, DraftKings are all very popular platforms. Gambling is here to stay, entertainment is here to stay, skill-based predictions are here to stay. So I'm pretty confident up until now for that subnet. I've had a wonderful experience with their team because I like to go in the subnet's channel, ask a bunch of questions. They were very present, honest, responsive. They weren't lazy with their answers, which really made a difference for me as an investor when it was time to put money on the line to invest in that subnet. It's ran by Gus, which is their lead developer, an OG member of the Open Tensor Foundation, CryptoMine, which is their business developer, Chronobog, which handles business operation, and BD Himes, which is a developer and a senior advisor. So now this next section is literally music to my ears. So for all the participants, if you want to win these prize pools, you need to put up your Tau in the prize pool, which is going to get converted to alpha token and directly purchased and burned. So this is direct upwards pressure and a utility added on the alpha token that is actually going to really help investors when it comes to price sustainability. And if you check their Twitter, they're pretty honest about it. They've burnt around 160 Tau worth of their alpha token all laid out on a graph, which is amazing. Every time I hear more utility for the alpha token, this, just adds fuel to the fire, because a subnet's worth is really tied to the alpha token's price at the end of the day. So the alpha token is kind of like the native currency within the system of Subnet 31 candles. Right now, you can deposit Tau to enter those price pools, but they're working on USDC, Bitcoin, and also Ethereum, which is going to actually add more users and, people being aware that they can deposit different tokens, which is actually great because it's just going to intertwine different ecosystem. And at the end of the day, more people are going to do submittings in these price pools. So how does Subnet 31 make money? Their main revenue generation is extremely simple. So for example, let's say a prize pool is worth $1,000. They take at the end of the contest 30% of that. So $300 goes to the subnet owner's team and wallet and whatever. This is going to be used for marketing, business development, subnet implementation, all sorts of things to actually propel the subnet even further. And they even mentioned that they're going to use part of that revenue for alpha buyback and burns. The best part is that the subnet owner's revenue will be taken in Tau to avoid sell pressure for that alpha token. They also made up a really cool idea that you could sign up as a member and have your own perks. So let's say you have a brand and you want to instill your own prediction markets. For example, you want to bet on politics. Who will be the next president? You can actually, as a pool owner, set up a pool for yourself, market your pool with various people and have people bet on that, join your pool and maybe take your cut or whatever and give a little cut to Subnet 31 as well. I really like how Subnet 31 is thinking big and they're gamifying this whole prediction thing, because they plan on expanding to sports, predictions, global events, politics, crypto as well, maybe even stocks. So it's not just betting on Tau up or down. So for example, for sports, a binary prediction would be who will win, Lakers or Knicks. And a detailed prediction would be how many points will this person score in that game. And after years of the subnet accumulating that data, they can most likely build products for maybe professional sports bettors or people that have clients waiting on their calls or signals and sell that. Who knows, but it's really limitless in my mind at the moment, especially with betting markets on the rise and the recent success of Synth and their bot. So I want you to think a little bit. Subnet 31, which has one of the best alpha token utility, is worth $2 million if you look on Tau stats, while DraftKings grossed $6 billion in revenue this year, and Polymarket generated $9 billion in trading volume, and they have 315,000 active traders. And you're telling me that Candle's Subnet 31, with all the ideas they have, the expansions that they're planning to make, their multiple revenue streams, that they can't steal a few percentage points of that type of market? I have a feeling we are extremely early, and if good utility and buying pressure is set up for their alpha token, I personally believe the future is bright. Obviously, do your own research. Nothing is financial advice, but I am feeling pretty positive for now. If you look at the flow of deposits and emissions when it comes to a prize pool, a user can deposit Tau or Subnet 31's alpha token into a public entry pool, and 70% of that goes to the winners. And also 80% of the minor emissions are added directly into the pool. So this actually bumps the total price of that pool to up to 110%, which is amazing. So the winners get even more money. 30% of those fees would go to the subnet owner's team for marketing, operation, and alpha buybacks and burns via a protocol treasury. So this is something we could probably track on Tau stats to see how much money is accrued into their treasury as maybe an indicator. So picture this prize pool that you just saw, but way more gamified and fun, just like Polymarket and FanDuel's. So for example, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? A UFC's fight's outcome. For politics, you can bet on campaigns and the next presidents or how many votes there will be. You can bet on crypto as well. Will Bitcoin go over $10,000 at some point? Will Bitcoin reach 1 million by 2028? You can even bet on entertainment. For example, who's gonna win this reality TV show if it's really popular? Who's gonna win the next Grammy? Now that I think about it, you would probably be even able to bet on like weather or maybe even on influencers as to like what they're going to do next. It's literally crazy. It doesn't stop. Like I said earlier, they even have community created pools. So for example, if you're holding Subnet31's alpha token, you are probably going to have some voting power as to when it comes to creating your own pool. So a savvy person that knows how to market or just organize people together can actually be making money within this ecosystem because he is going to have a say and power as to launching his own pool, and he is going to be incentivized to make it as interesting as possible, working with other people to market that prize pool before it starts or before it launches to attract the most amount of people possible. So it's literally a garden of flourishing types of bets that I see for Subnet31. It's literally amazing. I am feeling bullish on this, I cannot lie. So creators would actually be incentivized to compete against each other to have the most popular prize pool, which ultimately accrues value to the general ecosystem, which is Subnet31 candles. So you have mini ecosystems of all types of prediction markets under Subnet31, which sounds like a cash cow structure in my opinion. In this early stage, I feel like their roadmap is extremely realistic. They want to add USDC and other token deposits to increase participant demand. They want to link the miners to these prize pools so these pools can have an even higher reward at the end. Launching the community created pools, the memberships, and also obviously expand to the prediction markets. I didn't see any timeframes, but I do have a feeling it's pretty early. Probably a few months to a year. And in the long term, they even mentioned about subnet. So you see that the team has a good understanding of the Bittensor ecosystem, how it works, the validators, the miners, the subnet owners. So they do have a lot in mind, which brings confidence in me. So now the interesting part, did I buy this subnet? Drum roll. Yes, it is freaking amazing. I love this subnet. I bought this subnet maybe a month ago. I announced it on my Discord, and it was mainly for the same reasons that I touched on this video. The founders are amazing. They're looking to embark people in the Bittensor ecosystem with their freaking phones. So imagine Bittensor being on the App Store. This is something I haven't seen with other subnets. Miners and participants essentially do the same thing. So it's not a few cabals who earn the whole emissions. I spoke with the founders. They're really chill dudes. They were into Bittensor super early, like at like 20 or 50 bucks. And they were mining various subnets. So this is an indicator to me that they understand the network on a deeper level, which gives me higher odds that the subnets will actually succeed when they launched it because they already had a deeper understanding of that network. I don't think they have the mindset of like freeloading the Bittensor miners and just quickly regging a subnet. I think they have a long-term vision, which breeds confidence for me. And also DraftKings, FanDuel, Polymarket, I see them everywhere on X. I think it's something that is gaining rapid traction. So I just want to be on that side when it comes to predictions. So guys, hope you've enjoyed it. You've now understood another Bittensor subnet in a few minutes, but it is very important that you adopt this mindset and you need to actually study all these different subnets for you to understand why are you holding Bittensor Tau. Because subnets like these might 100x in a few years, who knows? So it's important for you to be up to date with the subnet information, what's going on, who's doing what achievements have been earned, what revenue is being generated by who. This is the premise of how I think every day about Bittensor Tau and how I do subnet gem hunting. Like I said, I've been an investor for a few months now. I feel comfortable. Their alpha token, I bought it super low and it's not dropping. So it's really a question of time for us to see how big their price pools will get for them to start making noise on crypto Twitter. If there's something you didn't understand, comment down below. If there's a specific subnet you want me to cover, ask it down below as well. It will be my pleasure. If I end up buying more candles or selling my position for profit, who knows? I will announce it in my Discord and you can join it if you want live alpha and updates. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.